Produce 48 was practice. Girls Planet 999 was practice. Boys Planet, I am learning. Produce 101 Japan, The Girls Season 3, I am wise to the tricks. Chuang Asia, I did forget. Chuang Asia 2, I learned again. And Boys 2 Planet, I'm ready. I do think this is going to be the craziest season of our podcast so far because it has been the craziest season of one of these shows so far, and it's been 2 episodes.
It is good that we have apparently done a crash course in like rigging science. Half of the show is like the show drama, like the company mishandling drama.
Oh, that's the intrigue, baby. I'm in it for the politics. But it is crazy just how bad the companies have fumbled, and like the fact that they're scrounging it together so last minute and trying to create any sense of a show that honors its viewers and its contestants.
I am struggling to think of like a single aspect of this show that has not been like mismanaged in some way. It's kind of insane and unique because shows with a lot less funding and a lot less money behind it have fumbled way less than this one has.
I'm hoping they haven't fumbled feeding the dog.
Oh, not.
Veterinary care. I know they don't have a nurse on staff, but I'm hoping they got that veterinary care. I'm hoping that dog is vaccinated.
Don't worry how the dog is doing. That dog is not even there.
So true, so true.
Dog showed up for the like celebrity guest part, maybe licked a few boys, and then no, he's home. He's back in his home right now. He got his check.
Good.
He's sitting down and he's relaxing.
Oh, the real winner.
Yes. Well, so we previously just said some stuff about the weird politics around this show. For reference, 2 of the things that led to this show being how it is. Well, number 1, I feel like it feels like specifically trying to capitalize on like Hanbin and Jong Hao. Do you feel that?
Yes. Okay, so I feel like in previous produced shows, they have kind of informally but technically had like a G center and a K center. I would say IZ*ONE is a really good example of that with Wonyoung and Sakura. I would say that Girls Planet, we got Zhao Ting, who like, I would say she's like technically the Kepler Center. I'm feeling like they've kind of realized that this format of, what was I saying? But I feel like the show has begun to honor this formula of, okay, like the global people want to center, the Korean people want to center. There can be 2 centers. They can both have their moments to shine. And I do feel like that's very much the case with Hanbin and Jong Hao. Like they've both kind of been given their flowers. And I'm hoping that's the direction that the show pushes further, though I know the original way in which the show was going to do this was going to be very different, and that it was going to be 2 different
this sort of like what they originally wanted to do with EXO and then stopped doing, much like this show, I guess.
I guess we can't be committing.
So for about like a period of 10 years, there has been like an unofficial ban on like Hallyu Wave or like Korean like cultural media wave in China. It's not official, but it was like very much there, and it's because Korea allowed America to deploy like a missile defense system called THAAD. China really didn't like Korea putting a political enemy's like missiles in firing range of them. So they cracked the fuck down. That is one of the reasons why. And for the beginning of the show, everyone believed that the ban was going to like completely lift. So they made the show as quickly as possible because there's a lot of money to be had in China. It looks like they said that they opened it, and then that they didn't actually open it. So all of a sudden...
Well, that's the thing with an unofficial ban. Like, what's the timeline? Everyone's just doing this by vibe.
It looks like Mnet or whatever other company are like, okay, let's get this show done, but then it doesn't actually open. So now that they're kind of fucked. So you may say, okay, what's the situation with survival shows in China? Well, in 2021, there was a show, idol production show, and one of the ways you could vote was by getting...
Oh, girl, you know what this is? You know what show this is? This is Chuang 2020. This was the season with werewolves.
No, it wasn't this one. They also had yogurt. The
Oh,
yogurt's a
yeah.
pattern. The yogurt's
Okay,
a pattern. It's gonna become a problem until later. But yes, you could buy
okay.
individual cup of yogurt and there'd be a QR code at the bottom of the yogurt bottle to get an extra vote, or you could buy a crate of yogurt bottles. The problem is their videos showed up of people once you open the yogurt, like if you want like 100 extra votes, you can't drink all that damn yogurt. So it's pouring out like gallons and truckfuls of yogurt to get the QR code at the bottom of these bottles. The environmental waste was like, and like consumption was like kind of shocking. So they have been no survival shows of idol shows of any kind in China since 2021. Some people have been trying to recently skirt around the ban by doing like, there's a Taiwanese show that just happens to be like 75% Chinese idols. There's a Chuang move to Thailand recently for a boy season and a girl season.
Mhm.
Everyone is moving to places really close to China and just having like 75% Chinese idols and then doing an idol show that way.
All because people were pouring damned animals into
Yes.
the
So
rivers.
basically, everyone has been waiting and hungry for this specific thing. So Mnet tried to capitalize it and it blew the fuck up in their face.
Yeah, so now everything had to be moved to Korea last minute. Now there's not going to be two groups. So I don't even know what the final count of group members is going to be.
Literally, they thought they were going to have, okay, so originally they had like, we're announcing Planet B. It's going to be a pre-production part of Boys Planet and it too, and it will, I know you'll learn about some boys. And then they say, actually, we are doing a half Chinese, half Korean show. They're going to have a full show. Each will debut 8 distinct for a total of 16 boys. And they'll do some EXO shit. Then they said,
and then the show started airing. They filmed it with that intention. They filmed the first couple of episodes, I believe. And then they were like, possibly, allegedly. And then they're like, just kidding, guys. We actually are going to fly all the Chinese contestants out to Korea.
It was truly crazy. Like, it kind of, I don't even know if the people on the Chinese show, if they knew that this was going to happen until it happened.
I think they would. Who would audition for this? Knowing, like, to me, because, we're Boys Planet loyalists, I don't feel like Juan Hao or Christian, who got shafted season 1 of Boys Planet, would have auditioned knowing that they were going to be in the same hands. I think like the comfort of being like, oh, okay, it's China based, like it'll be a different production team. To me, this is my personal opinion. Would you audition for the same experience twice? No, Christian left there like, fuck yes, I'm out.
Because like they really like wailed on Christian in season 1 for reasons that were related to him being Chinese. There's no way that a number of these people would have auditioned if they thought that yes, all of you need to be fluent in Korean now. All of you are going to have to, like, if you have this career, you're going to be in Korea for all of it. It feels like kind of deeply unfair for all of the Chinese contestants.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, especially with the absolute. Okay, you may notice on the cover of our podcast something called the Boy Extinction button. We're just borrowing it from Mnet real quick. They did a little half press. Honestly, we talked about the Boy Extinction button before the show even happened, but it's actually kind of prophetic.
No, we didn't know that this was going to happen, but there was, before the show even aired, was it an in-app voting system? Like, they didn't even tell the people what specifically they were voting for when they conducted the first vote before any of the show content aired. And then they used that information to claim that it was impacting like votes that actually were affecting who would stay and who would get eliminated, which is just blatantly untrue because the popular people were eliminated from that.
Debut, like, lineup range, like Ehyop or Chai Jinshin, who were like in the possibility of debut, who were like completely cut.
It's just such a disservice to the contestants. It's like you can't even call it voting if you don't understand what you're voting for. And clearly they didn't even like use that information. I don't know. It's just the most blatant production riggery I have ever seen. And it's just cruel and unusual to the contestants.
I also think it's really cruel when they allow you to vote for even like weeks after of people who are already gone, like people who have already been kicked out by that point. It's kind of crazy. Also, because this is, instead of being both a Korean and Chinese show, obviously they're going to want to have more Koreans in the group. If the overall cut rate is about 50%, then the number of Korean people who were cut is more like 33, and the number of Chinese cut was more like 60. It's a pretty severe.
It was crazy. It felt like they cut 20-something Korean contestants and then left 20-something Chinese contestants. Oh, do we want to talk about... They didn't even like do background checks on the boys. We just did like the most political overview, and like that was so serious. Like we're talking about like we didn't even talk about the company inner workings, but there is fun drama to talk about. There is in fact fun drama to talk about.
First of all, I am not saying that someone cannot change from who they were as a teenager, but if the only thing I know about E. Leo is that he wrote like a misogynistic rap about killing women, that even if he's like talented, that doesn't really, even if he's changed, which I don't know whether he has or has not, the only information I have about him is not good. It's not good.
No, it's not. It doesn't make me want to root for him. So I'm not. It's wild the things that are coming up, I suppose. But I think the biggest example of this is obviously the K Center, which at the same time, this is hysterical. This is hysterical that this is happening.
One of my favorite apologies I've ever seen. I have sent it to maybe like 5 people. I'm like, hey, would you mind telling me what you think this person is apologizing for allegedly? And absolutely no any idea what it is. Like half the people guessed, did he say a slur?
Well, it's because he doesn't address anything. Okay, so whatever.
He's like, if I did something,
what do I want to say about this?
I did it because I'm an incredible leader, because I like literally care so much, and whatever happened, please know that I'm sorry that you logged into Twitter today.
Kim Gonwa?
We get a second apology hits the building because, so Kim Jae-jung, who is related to CJS and owns Encode, if you're wondering, very few trainees of these two companies were cut, which I'm not saying is riggery, or I'm not even saying it's a polite gesture riggery, it doesn't matter. He puts out a statement because he debases the appearance of some random trainees who did a good job. And then his apology is like, I only called you fat and ugly because I care about you. And I want you to change it to become a better performer. I'm like, they got All-Star or something. Clearly. I don't know where else you can go.
They're doing fine. Yeah, no, that was wild. I love these non-apologies from these men. So Jae-jung is a master, and he got flack for calling the most baby-faced trainee ever chubby when like all of that was in his beautiful young plump cheeks. I don't know if we should keep that.
Anything that you could even call fat, like I don't even want to talk about trainee's body like this, but like all of it's in the cheeks. Just because someone is born with beautiful Hitomi squirrel cheeks.
Literally, so women can have squirrel cheeks and men can't?
He just looked like a skinny young man.
He had the slimmest shoulders ever. That pissed me off. I don't know. So whatever. He apologized for it, and it was a shit apology, and he deleted it. It's humiliating for him.
In response to this, fucking justice for Park Nuri.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh my god.
There's a performance in which 2 guys, one of them named Park Nuri. Park Nuri, you suck. You are the worst person ever. Do you have anything going on for you in your life? And he's like, I'm visual. And they're like,
boo, get off the stage. We hate you.
We hate you. Get the fuck out of here. Pack your bags and go. And I'm like, so
they could not take a joke.
I'm like, is visual important or not?
It's convenient when it's convenient, and it's visual will always just be that ethereal,
it's subjective,
inanimate thing that no one, like they'll use it when they can, they'll use it when they want to, they won't use it when they don't want to. But I want to talk more about Gonmu. I feel like we didn't talk about him.
Please.
Because his allegations were insane. Yeah. We just said that he apologized. His allegations were insane. He's accused of embezzlement, and then his apology was just like, I did some of that stuff, and I didn't do some of that stuff, and I'm not going to tell you what I did. Like, that's insane. You're being accused of embezzlement.
His accusations are actually more plentiful and even more severe. Severe, like, abuse and verbal abuse of, like, other trainees in his company because he allegedly had extreme company favoritism towards him. People allegedly had to get like mental health services, like perhaps even like talked about like taking their life. It might be deleted by the time you're listening to this, but for a while, all the comments under his video to Zero Bases One Sweat is like, I'm in my house right now and the air conditioner's going and I feel amazing. You're a devil. Because he allegedly like refused to let children practicing dancing for like 6-hour days in the summer use the AC as like a power thing.
Like he's doing supervillain shit. He's doing supervillain shit and Mnet was like, we don't need to background check him. He looks nice.
The crazy thing is, after this comes out, they haven't put out this apology. They don't pull him from the show, which is crazy. But then they're like, hey, just so you know, Ganwoo and Woojin we're both Mnet trainees. Like, we did actually sign them. But we hear you and we're firing both of them. And I'm like, don't Woojin into that he can sing. Why is he getting residual Mnet hate? Like, they're like, do you know that Woojin is lying about his background too? He's not actually a country boy. He's from a suburb. And I'm like, he's what has Woojin ever made someone try to commit?
Literally, it like the fact that Woojin is catching strays is like actually baffling to me. And it's so funny looking at the accusations of like being previous Wake One trainees, because it's like, oh yeah, like we did have Ganwoo as an idol trainee, but we actually only had Woojin as a like singer-songwriter trainee, so he never did any dancing. And I'm like, okay, fair. Put him in as an individual trainee. You never had him learn a 1-2 step. Like
But then like, did you in the second set of episodes, Woojin and Ganwoo were actually kind of ghost edited it? I don't know if this is edited quickly on purpose in response. I don't know if it's coincidence. We will not find out. But so for the pre-show content, there are, I don't know if you know, it's 160 or something boys. So all these little clips, which I tried to keep up with at first, there are like 160 of like each of them, and there's like 4 challenges that they do beforehand, like making beverage. Actually, the making beverage one was kind of awesome.
yeah.
The
making beverage one was the only one that was worth it.
I know, it's like, it lets me understand how you are as a coworker.
Literally, and that's really important to me.
But they started out by having all these videos, and they start at the intros that are translated, and then they slowly stop translating them, and in the middle of the Chinese ones, they stop translating them completely. And then they just don't translate them more, and like number one, it sucks that they stopped in the middle of the Chinese. Number 2, I understand that maybe your part-time worker who is translating is having a tough time doing all these damn videos. Well, they're like, we're streaming the first episode. We have complete, pristine English sub for our live stream. And then it's blocked in English countries.
So funny.
That's so
freaking
funny.
What a mess.
For a while, it felt like, wow, this seems like a kind of like boring crop of people. And then like all of a sudden, allegation. There's more that I'm not even going to talk about. I don't care to actually look at the post and be like, was this guy actually a hater of BTS? Is it true that this guy went on a date with a girl once? Not my business.
Not my business. Oh my god. People are funny for that. But I agree. At the beginning it was like 160 boys and not too many standouts. Like the intro videos, kind of lackluster.
They were
boring. They were boring. We did not have our charisma boss baby Ricky moment from a single person.
We did not have Ling Zhou being like, I will show you I can handle bitter times and I will eat this disgusting leaf in front of you. It's icky. No, that was excellent. I missed that. No one ate a lemon. Like 1 million people ate lemons in the original Boys Planet 1 for some reason.
That's so true.
Where are people saying, to show you that I'm a tough guy, I'm going to eat some really spicy noodles right now, and then I'll cry. Like, where's that?
So true. Where's people just posing at the camera? I don't give a fuck. Like, do something interesting. I'm tired of seeing selfie after selfie after selfie. I need some. I want you to look a little unhinged. I miss when Ji-young was like LARPing as a vampire with a glass of wine that he couldn't drink. Like, these are the moments that I connect with a person's character. And I didn't get any of that.
Here's what I don't know. These are clearly planned ahead of time because these boys do not have like a like couch-sized selfie printer at home. What is their budget?
Truly.
What is their
what
budget? What is the resources? Did you have to bring the bowling pins from home? Do you have to bring the Roomba you ride in on at home?
I have so many questions.
Are you provided a Roomba? If you ask, are you
Oh,
provided a Sun Wukong outfit or like a sword or something? Do you have to have it? These are the questions that I want to know. All the other intro videos, like the ghost one, boring as fuck. Sorry.
Yeah,
The ones where they sang on the box, I would actually like to know how they sing normal style.
that would be far more valuable information to me.
Here's the thing, you may say that was for comedy. Well, it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
So we start the show, right?
Wait, I have one more joke.
Yes, please.
It wasn't funny. Clearly, the producers don't have any sense of humor because they didn't laugh at Nuri's joke.
He is debuting, so
So justice.
maybe they count after all. I don't know. He can be their variety queen. He's in like the boy version of Triple S, so
He doesn't have to do a lot of lines. We love that. Damn, how do we want to go through all of these auditions? Because another thing, they did so many freaking solo auditions this year. Like, and I don't, it's got to be for rigging purposes because then you can't have anyone else like look good next to someone else that you're trying to push.
they also cut a metric ton of these intros, probably because they had a million.
Yeah.
I think we can go through some of the storylines, but I think what we should actually do is maybe like shout out our favorite cut ones.
Oh,
And then like shout out our favorite cut like performance trainees, and then like talk about the actual show ones.
sure.
Do you like that? Okay. First of all, what they did to Lee Hyuk and Kim Dong-gyun was criminal. Did you hear that?
Yes, I wrote sabotage. Also, maybe this just happened to me, but when I clicked their video, the volume got really low on my laptop for some reason, and it was like,
I'm not sabotage. You can blame them for anything.
I'm like, what the fuck? Was that my computer, or was that like they just made the volume of the video release like low? But it was
Literally.
truly Hyup. How do you say his name? Hyup was truly amazing.
Yeah.
He ate down. And Donghyun was good as well, but Hyup was the best.
I know he's like was there, I don't think there was a single other like showcase of like vocals or high notes that was as good as his there.
It was incredible.
I also, two of my other faves were, there's a guy named Yoonmin who did Spot. That was a solo.
Mhm.
And I also thought there's a guy named Jang Hanum who did I'll See You There Tomorrow, and I thought that was like very stable vocals. I looked him up and he was singing like Alicia Keys in the subway, so he actually can sing. If he maybe blasted some high notes there, if he had like a more vocal showcasing song, maybe they wouldn't have cut him from the up, but he was great.
And Hanum has a beautiful androgynous face. I literally don't understand why they don't want his ass. I think it's crazy that they didn't push him. For Yoonmin doing Spot, another two contestants, Andrew and Taichi, did that song like earlier in the YouTube playlist. I saw the other performance before I saw Yoonmin's, and I was like, this performance sucks, but this song sucks. Like, these boys were set up when it was Andrew and Taichi. But then I saw Yoonmin do it, and I was like, oh, actually, he ate this, and now I know about the song. My bad.
I also some of my other Rob Queens. I mean, there was a bunch of random small ones. I don't want to name them all, but I felt that Sowon did solid. I thought like Sowon saying is that he's stable. I feel very kind of sad about his like ghost edit.
Yeah, they're still giving him a lot of talking head time, which was what they did in the first season he was in, which I find interesting. But I need him to get more screen time in the following episodes.
For the K cut, was there anything else that you wanted to say about it?
Baggy Jeans, NCTU, they're pushing Masato, or no, they're not pushing Masato. Masato's popular as hell, but they didn't show his performance. His two partners, I was really impressed by. Masato, less so. I'm sorry to women, but I really don't like his tone of voice.
I think they are pushing Masato, but I feel like because they spent a lot of time talking about how attractive they think he is, but I feel like the other people in his group shine away a lot more than him on stage.
Yeah, I agree.
And because I feel like they want Masato, but they don't really want Park Juno or Jang Tae-yoon, I feel like they cut it on purpose because of that. That's my conspiracy.
I think that's fair. I could see that. Another one, Aoshi and Kim In-hoo did "I Need You" BTS,
Oh,
and I thought
I liked Inhu.
I thought that song was an insane choice for an entry level test. If they could pull that off perfectly, like live, that's crazy. Because clearly this is a B-side song. You can only hit those notes in the studio when you're like pressing on and off the record button. The energy shifts and like there's just so much going on from like going from low tones to like belting. I was like, that is wild that they're performing this.
I'm not crazy about every decision of like song that they chose for these.
No, I thought the song choices were wild.
I don't really have any other comments on the cut ones. Do you want to talk about the actual songs from the Korean ones?
Yeah, that works.
It says that I said that my two favorite performances were by Moon Won-jun in Future Perfect and King Ujin's Atlantis Princess.
I fell for the Ujin edit. I fell for, like if a boy is performing a girl group song, I'm already kind of there.
Yeah.
And Ujin did
Yeah, that's
great,
true.
especially for like being like, oh, I'm not a dancer. I was falling for the rigging. Get his ass in the lineup. That's fine. I don't care if he is in the lineup. The theme of the group has to be like a One Direction ripoff. It has to be Second Direction. That's fine. I've accepted it. Like I need him in the lineup. So
I am weighting vocals more than dance here.
Completely.
I also said that some people that were good were I do think Leo is solid. I just don't want him to debut. I thought Maverick, there were some people in Maverick that were good and some people in Bang 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 that were pretty passable. Every time that a deluge of really mid ones showed up, I got madder that good ones were cut.
Yeah, I felt like for the first episode of the K group, I was honestly not super impressed by much of the lineup. I did like Kim Taejo and Yeom Ye-chun doing Hit by Mamamoo with those crazy outfits.
The AI Jesus. The AI Jesus tracksuit is kind of crazy.
It's pretty memorable and they can move and I did enjoy the performance overall, but they are babies. Kim Taejo is 14.
Yeah. I believe this kid loves music. I just think maybe put him in the oven a few more years.
Yeah, he needs to go back in the oven for a little bit longer, but I did really have fun with that performance. It was very enjoyable. Oh my god! You know who we have to talk about? Baek Jae-hyun. Baek Jae-hyun. The guy who did Chick Chick Boom. The guy who got kicked off immediately, even though the room was standing and cheering.
First of all, with this setup, so we don't get any K-ones, basically.
We don't get any K-ones.
We don't get to see our flop queens grow.
No, we don't get to travel with anyone. There's no room for any My House right here.
It's basically like having the My House type guys come on and then be cut is like equivalent to just a humiliation ritual. It sucks.
It was so rude and it like doesn't give you a hope for the show because you're like, oh, the guys that are actually fun to watch, you're not keeping them and you're just showing me a lot of mid performances. Also, like, the performance wasn't even like awful. Like, yes, his dancing was rough, but is having a low voice suddenly not enough to rap? Because that's been the bar.
Oh, that reminds me, a trend that I freaking hated that I've seen on this show so far is that everyone is like, okay, time for me to rap. I'm going to do a fake low voice for my whole rap.
They're bringing back Corpse Husband. I can feel, like, I know Corpse Husband is gone, but I feel his presence in the room.
Just because people may like Stray Kids like Maniac does not mean that we need to make every rap sound like that. It's not. I understand that the goal here is being masked. I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
No, they're doing drag. They're doing butch drag.
Unrelated. Okay, for random performances, I think that there is a guy who did Gum. What's his name?
Jung Hyun Jun.
Yes. Here's my thing. I am torn because I think he has like objective talent and ability. And he has some artistry in there. I just think that his artistry is kind of cringe for my taste.
Interesting.
It grates on I'm not saying it's bad, it grates on my sensibilities because I guess once you get to a certain age, like let's say above like 23, watching an 18-year-old do a lip bite is all of a sudden is not the way. It's not the path, not the way of Christ or something.
I wrote about his performance that I hated this song choice because there was barely any singing in there, so I felt like I couldn't even judge it. But I did like his interactions with Canny. Everyone was like loving that Canny was there, and that was really cute to me.
That was so sweet. I love that she went to Kim Junso being like, "You're MDL."
I love Fujo representation.
I saw you kiss a man.
But yeah, no, I agree with this whole lip biting thing. Oh my god! Speaking of lip biting, Mr. Yumeki.
Oh, so we watched Produce 101 Japan the Girls, which means, like, I love this guy. Watching him be, like, an incredibly strict judge, like, I just really love this guy. And then I hear that he's on the show, and it feels, do you know how weird it is to know this guy and then see him on the show? I'm like, why's my coworker here? Where's my counselor here?
I need him to keep his tongue in his mouth. Like, yeah, it feels so weird because my parasocial relationship with him has formed in such a way where I'm like, why are you disrespecting yourself like this by going onto the show, Yumeki? Like, I need to write him a letter and be like, are you okay? Like, how much they better be paying you a shit ton of money. Because, and you have said this before, like, Yumeki is an artist. Yes. He's not an idol. He has honed his skill in one of these specific areas in a way that, like, it's gonna rock the balance of everything else that he's doing. Because in his audition video, first off, they set him up. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be a bad boy. What the fuck song is that? Anyway, whatever. They set him up. And he will always dance so hard that he is going to sacrifice his vocals, I feel. He will never give up putting 100% of his pussy into his dancing. This is how I feel, because he's a respectable artist. That is his craft.
I literally could see that he was unwilling to untense his abs to make the breath control for the song
because he needed to
better.
be able to pop and lock it with the accurate amount of crispness. No, it's like he's just not an idol to me. I want to root for him, but it's like, this is so strange because he's just not.
Do they have a Hui quota for these shows? They're like, we need a debut person who's like incredibly talented and famous to like fail uncomfortably on a show.
They need a gag every season, at least in the cast. And I do feel like, I mean, yeah, obviously Yumeki's the gag. He's the one who got the most like views. He's the one everybody knows.
It really feels like they recycled a lot of storylines here. Like, it really feels like he's Ihotaik or Hui. It really feels like they just tried to copy paste Sung Hanbin's like thing onto Kim Gyeonwoo, but he doesn't have the same vibe, so it doesn't hit the same way. It felt like they're giving Junso the same copy as Kim Ji-young, but like, to me, they have even if they're both like handsome men in a BL, they have completely different vibes to me.
Because Ji-young was just so funny. Ji-young, also my coworker.
Also my coworker. Before he had to delete his Instagram, he would post like black and white photos of like a crack on the sidewalk being like innocence.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, where's the character this season? It's not like I'm unwilling to do deep dives on these guys' obscure social media presences, but I'm not seeing the rough edges. I'm not seeing the artsy Instagram hoe phase.
I'm also going to say this because I feel more comfortable saying this, not singling anyone out. This show as a whole felt way less homosexual than the last. That's an indictment. That's an indictment. That's a flaw to the show.
And I have said it before about previous shows that we've watched, and I will continue to say it. I don't understand why, but China always sends their gayest soldiers, and they didn't necessarily disappoint, because C Group immediately was like, oh, you know how we're going to compete for the top spot? We're going to play gay chicken. And that was how they like measured their strength. That was how they proved who was the alpha in the room. And I respected that. But I do like I do agree with the statement that like there's just,
they were keeping it butch this season, but not really.
You and I have gone through a couple of conversations about whether we think the group is trying to be mask or not, like whether the production is rooting for a mask group. And in the beginning, we did think it was leaning mask with this Ola Solar concept song with just like
alpha concept. They call them that. It's all the like copies for the ads for like, this is an alpha group. Find your alpha. What kind of damn Omega versus Ash show are we doing?
It's baffling, and we just like looked at the cast of the boys that they were putting on the show before necessarily promoting, and we were like, oh, this does seem to be a mask heavy group. I think in the performance list of like the songs, even it just felt like it leaned like so many freaking BTS songs. A lot of NCT, a lot of EXO, like.
But then I get there and there's a lot of TWS, which is like bright. And then I look at the actual guys that they're pushing. Maybe we're not Masked Planet after all.
It's very. It doesn't feel like they're going for Masked Planet. I mean, Songwoo feels like the fallback for Ganu's fall from grace. And he's a very slender, androgynous, round-faced man, as many of the other ones that they are pushing are.
When I saw Woojin, I'm like, oh, actually, this is exactly the same concept as the one that they just did. We talked about previously, to choose for this, who would you choose for center? I think for me, my top 2 picks that I would choose for K Center, understanding that I feel that a center should have room to grow, but at the same time, you should not, they shouldn't be like objectionable in any way.
Yeah.
But they should still have room to grow. The 2 people that I think would be a good K center are Jang Hanum and Kang Woojin. I think they both have, maybe Woojin's not a great dancer, that could be a storyline. I think that they both have like pretty great all around, tall, like they fit beauty standards, so people aren't going to complain about them for those reasons. I think they're both like charming enough, and also they don't seem like they're going to make a huge mistake that will bother people.
You're like putting personality into account, and I respect that. You're looking for a little bit of a diplomatic guy.
Because I think if a center puts out an like a statement or apology, it should not make everyone want him to like explode. True. I'm not just thinking of Sung Hanbin and Jong Hao as centers, but like if I'm thinking on other shows, like you want to be able to grow with them a little bit, but you should also there should be no reason for people to hate them. Like if they're too like boisterous, someone might like that, but someone might not. If they're too this or that, so people who are kind of neutral but solid in every direction.
I love that you took narrative into account. I did not do that at all. I had two bullet points to check off, and they were: did I think the performance 8?
Yes.
And are you above 18? Those were my 2 qualifiers. And I thought it was funny because at the beginning of this discussion, when we listed the standout K group performances that were cut, you listed all 3 of mine. I said Moonwon Jun, I said Jang Hanum, and I said Yoonmin.
Literally, the math's adding up. The math is adding up. Is what I'm
seeing an objectively good performance that was cut from the screen, and especially from Hanum, I literally don't understand. I'm like, you have the face of an angel. I don't see why this isn't happening for you. He performed a song that other trainees performed. I thought there was going to be he's perfect, but I literally don't understand. Whatever though, maybe he'll get an edit in a later episode.
It's because in his intro video, if you saw the nose contour and blush combo, I'm not gonna lie,
it's okay.
It's a little rough.
I don't know who did his makeup.
It's a little rough there.
They have people for that. That's why Sowon needs.
See, this is why Sowon should debut. He's multi-purpose. I don't know if he knows about Sowon, but in previous times he said, if I was born again, I'd want to be a makeup artist. I
can't remember what show this was, but I remember you saying when a guy was eliminated, he was like, you hiring a graphic designer? I do no graphic design. Sowon can do it all. Someone's got to style them for the Instagram lives, is what I'm saying. Like,
that's real. But yes, I thought the case center is clear. I'm going to be honest, besides the obvious problems with Kim Gonwoo, I really didn't like his vocal tone.
I wasn't impressed.
I also, other popular people, I understand why someone might like Sangwon, especially because like being in the line for like debut lineup for like 4 incredibly like popular groups, and then like just not happening for you. I understand why someone would feel for him. I wasn't really crazy about his level. Maybe he's rusty or whatever.
I want to say about Sangwon, I will judge him after he gets a haircut. This Leonis Kennedy haircut is killing me. I'll judge him after he gets a haircut.
Can I just say something? K treatment is also kind of crazy different than the C treatment. Number one, the
They got a
rooms are
dog.
bigger. And number two, they got a dog. They got a collective dog, maybe. It's still there. They got to video call their parents or something, whereas C trainees had to pay phone based on their rank. And also the
That was
Korean
hysterical.
trainees were wearing branded
They-
North Face.
They blurred the North Face logo out halfway through the episode. What was that? I don't understand. Like, is the North Face a sponsor
Did
or
they not pay enough?
girl? But I do think I have to fact check you because I do think the C rooms weren't smaller than the K rooms. I think the K rooms had slightly more people in them.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Well, I am.
The other points were
Thank you for letting
correct.
me know that I'm a liar.
Do you think we should move on to C performances?
Yes, I think we should do, once again, our robbed queens, any other
Okay,
comments
that's
on the
fair,
actual
that's fair.
performances, and
I
then
don't-
our centers.
I gotta remind myself who the fuck the Rob's queens are.
Some of my robbed queens, yeah, I have their names all. I'm just going to be Googling them next to it. Some good performances, I thought. There was a something called Frequency. There's a guy named Jong Fan who I thought was good. There was a performance called If You Do. There's a guy named Jeng Renyu who I really like. And my favorite C performance, really, had a guy named Sang Lin.
He's number one.
When we talk about Mask Planet, yeah, he's number one. If you even watch his practice, his vocals are even better. It's crazy. I love a good vocal. I thought Be Mine was really good. Thought If I'm S, Can You Be My N was really good. Someone who really shocked me by their ability at a young age was Chen Boen.
Oh my god, Chen Boen 8, but he was in the show, so I'm not willing to comment on him.
I know, I'm not talking about him.
I didn't mark if they were in the show or not, so I'm just gonna go through and as I remember, and these aren't necessarily
Totally.
Okay, so one performance that wasn't aired was Zhang Shi. He did Rover by Kai. He was wearing the cunty little cowboy outfit.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing, the outfit was doing all the serving. However, he did get to show off his little tummy on TV, so I hope he takes that as a win. I hope he feels good about what he has performed here. Another performance that I was fond of, perhaps not for any other reason besides I thought it was kind of cunty, was Wolf. I know I have been told that when this song came out, it was kind of like a meme. It was a pre-joppable anthem, and I was not there. However, it didn't feel like people in this performance were necessarily strong in terms of vocals, but they were serving face, and I thought it was like camp. I really enjoyed Wolf. Their outfits were great. So shout out to the 3 participants in Wolf.
I didn't have as much to talk about in the Chinese cut one, other than the fact that I thought a lot of the ones that were cut were pretty solid.
A lot of solid cut ones.
I'm so mad about Sang Lin being cut.
Yeah, I know. He's so good. It was a bummer.
A lot of people from my Princess Planet unfairly cut too, although some of them were shown. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, we can do Princess Planet in a future episode.
We don't have to do Princess Planet.
Was If You Do by GOT7?
Yes.
Okay, well,
I liked a guy named Jeng Renyu from there.
I liked Gojen from there. But maybe, I don't know.
Wow. I could have gotten the names
and
wrong.
so could have I.
They
'cause
don't.
They really are not giving us a lot to work with in terms of telling us who is doing what when everybody's running around the stage.
How do you feel about this super complicated Jang Hong Hai edit?
At least he's getting the chance to show any personality at all.
The black hair
is so good.
Go ahead.
He needed this little push of not being a soft boy, and I do like that he's being a little bit meaner now. And he has the stage presence. I do think he still needs to work on his expressions a little bit. He's so handsome, but sometimes he'll just do strange things with his mouth, and I'm like, you gotta get that in order. But he did not deserve All-Star from that performance, in my opinion. Love him. Rooting for him hardcore.
Okay.
He did not deserve it.
He did a glitter reveal though. He did a
glitter reveal, but he was offbeat, and he got there eventually. But that was stressing me out.
I know. I love him.
The other All-Stars, the other returning queens also did well with
fucking cruel what they did to them.
Chick Chick Boom. Yeah, that was pretty brutal to watch.
Can you believe they gave Juana Hao I'm a hag. I'm too old for this now. This is my last ever chance, and I'm really hardworking. And then they immediately cut him, and we watch him cry.
So
later.
So brutal. I don't understand why. He's my prince who can't do anything wrong ever. And I'm really sad that he's been eliminated.
Can I also say it was crazy to watch that performance knowing that Christian can actually kind of sing, and then he's like, "Hey, you wanna come in?" And I'm like, who is that?
I know. Put him back on Limousine. I miss him.
I love him though. His update, as soon as the show aired, he did a boyfriend reveal.
So funny. Love him.
And I remember from the first Boys Planet, he's like, I'm fucking free. Worst experience of my fucking life.
I know. See, that's why I'm like, I don't think he would come back unless he knew that Korean production wasn't involved.
I love him. If I'm a guy in production though, I'm like, this is a guy who's not going to follow an NDA.
That's true. That's very true.
That's my only thing. He has it all. He can sing and dance well enough. He serves face like the best of them, but he is violating that NDA. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's fair. He talked about Labubu in his profile, which is never a good sign.
Yeah. Chai Jinshin was in the running for debut. Yeah. However, I respect people liking him, especially because, once again, another Rob queen from the original Boys Planet. Not really a queen known for his talent.
No, I'm not.
Not to be rude.
Out of the 3 returning queens in his group, he was the one I was least excited for. But I thought he gave a suitable performance. It's cruel what they did to him.
It's cruel what they did to all of them. Like, it was like, it felt like way more of like a cruel, unfair massacre at the end of the Chinese one. Okay, wait. How do you feel about the backdoor performance, which is Boy Story?
Okay, so they want He Jinglong, right? They want him on the freaking team. He's Shadow the Hedgehog hair. We got a few Shadow the Hedgehog hair boys. They want him. I do think he was the strongest of the group, but I could really tell that this was like a cohesive group that had spent many years together. It was a very impressive performance.
They all like work so well together. Like you could, like, if I was at their concert, like, I would not feel money was well spent. I will say it's unfair that I understand that. I also think he's slightly more talented. I think it's unfair that the one that they're being nice to is the one who's the handsomest.
Yeah, I do think Zihao was like the crispest. Zihao was the strongest dancer to me. Jinglong was the overall strongest performance. Hanyu had vocals.
Yeah, that's true. I know they were a good team. You could also see the, like, when they were like joking with each other, that they really did. That, like, as a friendship forged a fire, that they really do give a fuck about each other.
Yeah, it was really cute. But like, I'm sure those boys have been to hell and back, having been debuted since.
Debuted at like 11 or 13 or something.
Crazy. Their perspective of the world. I think they should write a book.
It is really some crazy shit. Oh, speaking of hardworking queens, Cinderella.
I have fallen for the edit. I am rooting for this guy so hard. He did Never by Nation's son, Mr. Sun Hengyu, my Cinderella, who worked as a dishwasher and spent grueling hours cleaning up after common folk, because he has worked customer service. That's how you know he's going to be hardworking. No, I ate that up. He was great.
Everything he did was so solid. He was so charming. You feel really bad for him. He really is number 1 on my Princess Planet.
I feel that. I'm wondering if he didn't get that edit in the show, would I feel that same way about his performance? But I think, like, I wouldn't know. And I think just by questioning it, it really shows, like, damn, editing is powerful.
It is, but it isn't. I feel like it can enhance someone, but not take someone too far. Because if you remember, on the Boys Planet comebacks for, like, Christian and stuff, they gave them a really bad, like, edit over it, but it felt like you could see a passable performance under it. It felt fake.
Yeah, that's true. I guess maybe only uplifting is working.
No, I think you can uplift and badlift, because you can cut out other people who are better in a performance. You can only have the good parts of the performance. But when I watched Sun Hengyu's whole performance, I thought it was very good. And even without the edit, my notes on his intro video is that he's a polite young man.
Hey, there we go.
Maybe not young, because they called him a hag. Random aside, Zheng Yuji and Chen Jinshin are currently in the wrong business. Instead of being an idol, I believe they should be on daytime television at 8 a.m. selling, like, perfumes and watches to old women on, like, those advertisement shows. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, infomercial.
Sometimes you hear these two men talk and it sounds like they're an auctioneer. I think this is what I want for their future.
You're giving them some job ideas.
Yeah. Well, they're currently unemployed, so
they need them. I'm ready to talk about Devil
Yeah, just to
Game
say.
ZB1 with
Tell me about Devil
my
Game.
ovulation vote of the season, Ken Bowen,
Yes, ovulation vote.
who but no, he
Um,
ate. He deserved more attention than he got.
like, wasn't that for like? Was it? I feel like was it Fan Yi who they gave the edit
Yes,
to?
the actor who got an unfavorable edit at first, but like turned it around, worked with Jackie Chan.
No. Fan Yi is just nice, different actor. I thought the guy who is an actor who worked with Jackie Chan, who they freaking hated his ass, was from the martial arts group who did like 4 flips.
Am I confusing my actors?
You are confusing your actors because Fan Yi just seemed to be a normal, nice young man. That's what I thought. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm lying to you again.
Where's Jackie Chan? I didn't write down Jackie Chan in my notes. I should have done that. Oh, this is why I'm getting the
I think I
actors
wrote
canceled.
something. Another guy on My Princess Planet. So On and On is the one with He Zhongjing.
Okay.
I thought Zheng Kun was the best performer there. They hate He Zhongjing's ass.
You know what? He's a master of branding.
They found someone to equal the notoriousness of Ricky.
I do, yeah. No, I guess we didn't get an intro like Charisma Boss Baby Ricky in the pre-show content, but Zhongjing has figured out how to make himself memorable.
First, they show us with him like doing like JoJo poses and doing gay chicken and be like, everyone, what am I? SEXY, like this sort of thing. His sexy shtick. I could understand if someone was annoyed, but basically he comes in like extremely like flamboyant and over dramatic with his shtick, and then they have a reveal. The reveal is that he has debilitating social anxiety or something. Incredible. Every time in the previous when he's just staring into the background, it recontextualizes everything. He's too uncomfortable to practice with everyone else, so he practices alone. It's
really. He's a powerful character.
It's incredible.
That's a man you want to root for.
I'm glad we're bringing cinema. And also they hate his ass. First of all, he doesn't know Chinese and they're like, why aren't you responding? Because he doesn't fucking know Korean. He didn't know he'd have to.
The show was restructured way too last minute, but he is working with a gold mine of a starting base, and I need him to start sprinting.
I love how they give him pre-evil editing. Like, he's a setup, but like, I do really like this guy.
He's very charming.
Is he hard to work with? Maybe. Not my problem. He's not my coworker.
Oh my god.
Let me think. There's a guy who did Gum called Jue Suren. I don't like Jue Suren's tone, but I think he's ready. You hated this guy's tone also, I think. You thought that like you're like everyone wants a Hey Chan, well, we can't all have one.
Is that what I said about Gum?
Yeah, I think so. There's one called Tap, which was another robbed queen Lim Jack with Neon Bo Hung. I wasn't crazy about this performance, but note I had is that Bo Hung is better. Like, he has a natural low voice, but I also feel like he goes even deeper for like the raps, and it's not working for me. Let's all stop.
You know what? He was working for me. Betsy. The low rap got me with that one. I don't know. See, here's the problem: is he's standing next to Lim Jack, and like they had this fantastic dynamic of like Lim Jack being on the child leash and Nyan Boeing like desperately trying to keep him in order. So I don't know if my affection for Nyan Boeing will last if he doesn't have Lim Jack to bounce off of. But I wrote down, I can tolerate his rap voice. This is big. Like, I'm ready for it. If we're gonna have a Felix in the group, this is my choice.
If there was, how many rappers on Idol shows have you actually enjoyed?
A single one.
That's right.
Tolerating is different than enjoying.
That's true.
And I recognize that to form a K-pop group, I have to make sacrifices. I can't have everything that I want.
That's true.
I'm not forming my beautiful group of boys who sit there and sing their pussies out. You know what I'm my boys have to be able to dance in a way that I don't necessarily care too much about. My boys have to be able to rap because it's so important that after every second chorus, you get the worst rap of your life in a K-pop song.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not afraid to dream big. I do want them to park and bark.
All right. I will keep it realistic when it's convenient for me, and I won't when it's not. And that's just how I'm going to live my life.
Unless another Rob the Queen. Jie Binghua.
They set his ass up. They set his ass up.
I know, like I watched his practice video where he wasn't sick, and he was fine.
First off,
Can I say something about being quiet? He may not be a vocal, however, he has soft, wavy, long hair, and he paints his nails, and he speaks very softly, and therefore he's on my princess planet.
they got him in a little hat. There, he was wearing pausies, so I had my eyes on him.
He literally, it looked like he had possible traction where if they gave him a favorable edit, there could have been, with his traction, because half the show is editing, right? He could have, if they wanted him, he probably could have made it. However, they do not want his ass.
No, they set his ass up.
And I will never forgive them.
Very sad. Very sad. No, I'm never against a personality
Fucking-
hire either.
Yeah, no, I love a personality. Hey, I like Ricky.
I was written for June
He
since
can-
day one.
Yeah, I love Ricky and June. Maybe I don't need to pass him the mic, but I love that they're there. I love to see people employed.
Listen, my following the group is like checking in once every 3 months, and if I'm seeing that June got in the most hysterical scandal of all time, I'm happy.
Here's how I feel. If it's okay for a barista to tell you to kill yourself if you're being annoying, it should be okay for a K-pop idol who's on the phone with you to be like, it's perfectly fine.
It'll be a hard blow, but come on, you can recover. Like, he's been working a long day.
What if he stubbed his toe under the table?
You don't know what he's got going on. But yeah, no, like I will never be against a personality hire because it results for fun content that I can see in a couple of months. I wrote that I think this one was cut, but the Naughty Boy
Yes.
Pentagon cover with Lin Jinrui and Zhang Shang I'm like, so we don't get a humph twins for the season?
It was not cut. I know. I'm like, wait, also there's a guy named Chris. He was cut. He was an American. His song was pretty mid. And at first I was rooting for him. But then I looked up Boys Planet on YouTube in preparation for this episode. And he's just like, K-pop idol answers your question, Q&A, and streams Roblox. And I'm like, actually, it's really good you didn't debut.
Oh, well, I'm glad he's making money. I'm glad he's garnering views. You just said it. That's,
it's healthiest.
we love to see people
but-
employed, even if that means self-employment.
I can't even like go off on tangents or make funny jokes because listen, they put so much stuff here that it's just hard to get through it all.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much of the show feels like rote work or just crushing hopelessness. Like after I watched the second Boys Planet episode, of China, I felt so hopeless and pointless, and like there's no like everything is already, the lineup's already been bought and sold, and there's no point in us even doing this. And if you're making a survival show, you should not this is not what you want it to look like.
Oh, yeah, it
feels like it doesn't matter who I like.
No, you don't get
It
the
doesn't matter who any
opportunity
of the people like.
to form bonds with boys because they're sending them back home before can even decide.
I'm going to be honest. Even if you thought you were having two shows, 160 is too much.
I know, and I say that as someone who like won't watch a show unless there's 60 or something competitors.
I know. I'm like, listen. I'm like, I can't watch a show with like 20 people all fighting for 8 spots because like that also because I'm like we already kind of got it whittled down. I also can I say something? I want to play in the space. One of my favorite parts of us doing the shows is that at every elimination we have a celebration of life, where we make fake groups based on we make fake groups based off of all of like the possible lineups we could do.
Yeah.
And we do like a little bit of graphic design. I love that. And I can't do that if there are like 10 people because there are like 2 groups we can make.
Literally. No, I love a big cast. I don't care if it's gluttonous or greedy of me. I like to have a
waste of
range.
everyone's damn time.
I need a beautiful rainbow of competitors. I need to see how the pieces are moving. I want to feel like there is some sense of mystery in the group that will be created. And I feel like when there's 20, you can already kind of, if we're starting with 20, I already kind of see the vision. This is my bias.
I want to play producer.
I want to play producer. And that's the beautiful thing about being a fucking star creator.
Bitch, it's Produce 101.
Literally.
Who is your picks for C Center? I felt it was harder. to choose C center than K center because also I want to balance them together, right?
That's fair.
I like when the centers feel they don't have to be like Jing Hao and Sung Hanbin where they are just like perfectly balanced and even massaging each other in the quarters. That's not what I
That was
mean.
lightning in a bottle. We're
But-
not getting that again.
When I don't need them to hold hands and hold each other at the finale, but I would like if they feel cohesive in a group together because they're probably both going to debut. Okay, who's your choice?
So my first choice is the vocal from If You Do, that song where we were like, is that Jing Renyu or Go Zhen? And we couldn't figure it out.
Whoever the vocal is from that
Whoever
song.
the vocal is from that song, you are my center pig. Sorry. You know what it is? I should have gone back and like watched the intro videos again because then I would be able to place the face in motion. But I didn't. So, sorry. Okay. My second choice is Hong Ji-han from the Be Mine Infinite cover. He can sing. He's 21 years old, and I thought that cover kind of ate. He was one of my picks. I can't remember what he looks like. Let me Google him.
I also listed him.
Ooh, we're in sync.
Not for center.
You noticed him.
But like I also recognize his talent.
My last choice for C Group Center,
Yes.
Dong Hung Hai. Like
I love
I
that.
know that I said his all-star performance didn't deserve the all-star, but like why not? He has the face. Like as long as we're already lying about it, make him center. So I think
I love Dong Hong Hai. My only one thought for this is that Dong Hong Hai is
are you gonna say he's Vietnamese?
Vietnamese.
I know.
And this is for choosing a Vietnamese guy for the Chinese center, I feel like would feel slightly unfair.
Okay, I hear you, but like he's in C Group, he's on my list of options, and I'm gonna utilize my list of options. And I still think he's such a little he's a princely guy. He seems to be able to do a lot of different concepts. He does need some like ironing, but like you said, hey, we got a narrative arc there.
Here is how I personally think that if he was 18, I think Chen Bowen is great.
Yeah, fair.
I think Hong Hai is. I understand where you're coming from for Hong Hai. If it did not feel unfair to put a Vietnamese person as a Chinese center, then I would probably say him also. I would consider Sung Hengyu. His storyline is perfect. His abilities are all solid.
That's actually really true. I'm really surprised I didn't pick him, actually.
Yeah, I was shocked too.
Okay, well, I also noticed that I only chose people from the second episode of C Group as well. So I might just have like a freshness lens bias when I was choosing my centers.
I also kind of like a guy named Zhang Fan.
What was he up to? What performance did he give?
What did I say? He's in Frequency. Here's the thing. I don't actually dislike Anjin at all. I do like Anjin and Jiahao. I think they're both pretty solid. Jiahao a little more, but I think their vocals are not up to par for me. And I know that a lot of people... Go ahead.
I just felt like Anshin getting center was not deserved based on his performance. Like he missed a lot of it, and they judged other people really harshly for that. So like nominating him for center based on that was just it was another instance of where I was like, oh, so this shit has been decided.
It does feel like it's chosen based on his face. This is not an indictment about him. I do actually like Anjin with the way that this company for this specific production has rigged at like a level that I've never seen before. Like blatantly, shamelessly, and kind of cruelly. Like, so it is harder to, which makes me understand a little more why people are being so mean to Wu Jin, even though he kind of didn't do anything. It is harder to look at this objectively because everything feels so deeply unfair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't even be funny.
I
can't even crack a joke.
This season's gonna be wild. We'll find jokes to crack. It's okay. The first 2 episodes definitely had a looming sense of, all right, this is for naught.
They pressed the boy extinction button, and they already got their boys out in the pods.
They literally pressed the boy extinction button, and unfortunately, we were profit.
So fucked up. Excited for future episodes. We are actually going to bring guests on for the challenges.
I'm very excited for that. Our first guest appearances.
Literally.
Or I guess guest features. I think we probably played audio clips at some point.
I believe one of them might even be going in completely blind.
I know, very exciting. Also, because people value men's voices more than women's, they are men.
You're saying that as a joke, but notice how we don't have a Girls Planet 2? You're saying we got Isna. Well, I don't care. Isna was produced by Teddy, which means the music is maybe not going to be... Teddy has been stuck in 2016 for about 15 years.
It'll be fun to have guests. It'll be fun to have fresh perspectives on this who weren't quite as in the scene as us, because I know we're so deep in the production of the show that I feel like sometimes we get caught in it. So I think it'll keep us grounded.
Whatever. Hopefully future episodes will be shorter. Obviously, with Double the Boys, there's double the freaking things to say.
We didn't even get through them all. This is why they had the boy extinction button.
This is why they had the boy extinction, but there's too many damn boys.
Too many damn boys.
We need to control the boy population. Maybe if we started with a smaller population of boys, we wouldn't have had to press a boy extinction button.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, maybe something to include is we're gonna do episodes by challenge, not by episode. So
yes,
you didn't notice there's we encompassed like the first 2 episodes, which is technically the first 4 episodes in this episode.
Which is I would say like over 8 hours, perhaps.
Literally?
Like it's 8 to 10 hours of content.
Literally, but it's okay. It'll be so much less moving forward.
Isn't it crazy that we have eliminations before elimination before elimination?
It's the wildest thing in the world.
I feel exhausted. Thank you for listening to our podcast. I had fun spending time with my friend here, and I had fun spending time with you too. Mwah!
I didn't say moi. Moi. I was doing it. I wasn't turning green.
It's hard because our astronaut helmets are clanking together, so we don't moi at the same time.
That's beautiful.
Clank.
It's hard to kiss through these astronaut helmets. I liked that joke. Keep that in.